Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins, and a lovely singer, rapper, and a songwriter all the way from Colorado in the US of A, Juwan Rohan. Have you made any albums? Do you have any albums out?
Yeah. So, up until this year, I would just release songs on YouTube. Just like no heads up, just release it and say, here, go check it out.
Yeah.
This year I started being a little bit more professional, and I was like, I want to launch my career.
Yeah.
So I decided to lock myself in a room for 4 days, and record 7 songs. And, write and record 7 songs, and then, release an album. And that was just a spur of the moment type thing.
Yeah.
So I released an album on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the other free streaming stations, like SoundCloud, YouTube.
Yeah.
The album is called Untold Diaries EP.
Oh.
And so that was the first album I've ever released. I released it October 24th, 2015.
Wow. You're very good with your dates as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So do you
remember it.
Yeah. So do you write? Have you written any material? Any covers? Sorry.
Any covers?
Yeah. Have you done any covers?
Nah. I'm not really big into remixes.
No.
I like the originality.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, like, for me, the hardest part is choruses. Like, I'm not really good at choruses for songs.
Most
like,
rappers
you know how,
are,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, people like them catchy and stuff. Like, that's more like for, that's just not me. So, I try and collaborate with a lot of people, but
that's the best way to go. Where somebody like Lil Wayne, I think he's like that as well. You know.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of collabs. Yeah. Oh, that's a good way to go. This is a point where you get to tell us about your online presence, which is how our listeners can get you on Twitter, Facebook, your Facebook page, Instagram. Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm up on Twitter at 4, the number 4.
Yeah.
Juwan Rohan. So that's 4 JUWAN.
Yeah.
ROHAN.
Wow.
And then I'm up on Instagram at Juwan Rohan. So JUWAN ROHAN. And then my Facebook is Juwan Rohan.
Yeah.
I think my middle name's J-Rock. So yeah, I still keep that name around sometimes.
Yeah.
But Juwan J-Rock Rohan on Facebook. I'm currently working on a website today, actually, with a manager, so that should be up in no time.
Wow.
But I usually mess around with Twitter and Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
That's where you can find a lot of my music. My SoundCloud is Juwan J Rock Rohan. So follow me on there. YouTube is Juwan Rohan TV.
Wow.
And that's what I post everything up there.
Yeah.
I got a music video dropping in a week or 2, so that should be fun.
Oh, brilliant. Can you remember where your very first gig was?
First gig?
Yeah.
It was Colorado College, so it was at my college. And I was opening for Homeboy Sandman.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big artist. I don't know, he's like signed to some label and stuff. He came to perform, and they were looking for artists, and they asked me if I wanted to, perform, and I was like, yeah, sure, like, why not? I also perform slam poetry, so like I've done that a lot. Like I've performed that in front of like thousands of people, but I've never performed rap up until that point, and I was just like, oh wait, like I've never done this before. Like I didn't practice. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then as the date was coming up, I was practicing in my room, like looking in my mirror, like trying to get all the lyrics right, trying to get them down on the beat.
Yeah.
And so I performed last year for the first time.
Wow. That's great. That's great. Yeah. So we're going to take a short break now. Please don't go away. You're listening to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins and our lovely rapper and a songwriter. And he's also a producer, by the way, all the way from Colorado.